This is the tale of I Know You, the Stranger side mission in Red Dead Redemption. Just south of Mescalero, John encounters a man atop a cliff, gazing off into the distance towards Mexico. Beckoning towards John, he says,
I know who you are, Marston.
Hello, John. John Marston.
Do I know you?
I hope so. I seem to know you.
I'm pretty good at remembering faces.
Are you? Do you remember Hattie McCourt's face?
Who?
She was a girl Dutch Vanderlyn shot in the head on that raid on the ferry a few years back. Same one you got shot on. Pretty girl, until her eye was hanging out by a threaded tendon and her brain was plastered over a wall.
Not really.
Then why would you remember me, friend? You've forgotten far more important people than me.
What's your game, friend?
I don't have a game, John. Listen, sometimes I just wish I'd known more about life. Wish I'd had better guidance. A friend of mine is drunk as a skunk in the saloon on Thieves' Landing. I think he's gonna be unfaithful to his dear wife. Why don't you head over there and see if you can advise him how best to proceed?
What do you think I am?
I know what you are, John. Just if you've got the time, friend.
and with that, we are tasked by the strange man to visit his friend in Thieves' Landing.
Go, John, go. Or are you not the man I thought you were?
With a very peculiar and binary choice to either prompt the man to hook up with this prostitute and be unfaithful to his wife, or to be faithful, to warn him off this. Why he is trying to test our morality is definitely a mystery, something that I'm sure that we will find out, as he does have strong ties to John's past. He said to us that he knows about Heidi McCourt and how Eyeball hanging by a tendon supposedly we were responsible for on a heist that went wrong with the Vanderling gang, which is the same one where they left John for dead. It's almost like he relishes the fact that John himself had been betrayed and wants to see how John is going to act now versus all of the more treacherous and nefarious deeds that he'd done in the past. So we head to Thieves' Landing and approach a man that is up against the wall, courting a young, what it looks to be, lady of the night. Approaching him, he says,
No problem if I just get
Excuse me, mister.
Yeah, what the hell do you want?
Look, don't ask how, but I know what you're about to do. You don't want to do this.
The hell are you talking about?
You know what I'm talking about, mister. I'm just here to say I don't think you should go through with it. Your wife, she loves you.
Shit, mister. I don't know who or what you are, but I guess I'm grateful. I guess you're right. I was raised better than this.
Don't mention it. Go on now.
with that, we have warned the man of hooking up with the prostitute, which is now one portion of the task, though there are more. However, you can also choose the darker path, which looks like this.
Excuse me, mister.
Yeah, and what do you want?
Look, don't ask me how, but I know what you're about to do, and you need this.
What? Oh. Thank you.
Look, there's no need to thank me. It's obvious you need this.
You're damn right I do. I deserve a good woman. You're right.
Don't mention it.
Yeah.
Go on now.
Huh. Oh. Too fast, Mama. Now then, where were we? That's better.
So with that portion of the quest done, we then head to Diez Coronas, and we can find, again, the strange man with a mule and a camp by a boulder just poking at the fire, though he does beckon to us when we approach him.
Welcome to Nuevo Paraiso, John.
Where do I know you from?
You're famous, John. You're the man who shot a bunch of banditos as soon as he turned up in this country. You're a man who decided right and wrong, between a man and death, between a man and his wife.
And who are you?
You know, I admire you, John. I hope my boy turns out just like you.
For your sake, I hope you don't.
You kill people so easily, yet you respect the vows of marriage. That's very curious.
Funnily enough, there's only one change in the dialogue depending on your previous choice. He will admonish you for how you kill, yet you're faithful to your wife. However, if you choose to prompt the man to hook up with a prostitute, he says,
But why are you faithful to your wife if you pay a man to sleep with whores?
I'll let the appropriate authorities judge my morality, friend.
Yes, you will. And they shall. Anyway, I hear that an old nun is traveling from the monastery, taking the money she raised at the bank. Why don't you head up there and see if you can lend her a hand? Road's full of thieves. Either that or rob her yourself. I'll see you around, John.
I hope you don't.
and with that, we are tasked with finding the old nun out of Las Hermanas.
Tell me you've gone soft in your old age.
Let's go.
And it is strange that this man is judging us so fiercely for our previous actions. He admits that he knows about our standing in Mexico and that we're famous for killing people, and yet he seems to admonish us for our past sins, and yet still puts us directly in a position where we can either harm a nun and rob her,
Every little helps.
or help make sure she doesn't get robbed in her travels.
Oh, sir. Could you find it in your heart to donate some money for the poor? Perhaps cast a little sunlight into their lives?
Well, maybe, but ain't it the Lord's responsibility to look over his flock? Not mine?
Yes. But the Lord has brought you to me so you could help me. They're at their wits' end, and their faith has been cast aside. All it would take is a few dollars to get them started on the right path so they could see there are those who care.
A few dollars to completely restore someone's faith? I never knew life is so simple. There you are, sister.
Yes. Life is much simpler than we make it. Gracias, Señor. And God bless you.
Funnily enough, donating to the nun will cause the player to receive occasional visits from nuns throughout their travels.
You're making me nervous.
Now, the alternate route is obviously approaching the nun, and instead of paying her, you can rob her at gunpoint. Though it is easy to accidentally kill her, because if you hold her at gunpoint and don't hit the button quick enough, you won't rob her and she will begin to run, at which you will have to lasso her, because if you shoot her and try and rob her corpse, you will fail the mission. So, ultimately, you can actually rob her though and kill her afterwards, as we're seen doing here, though this is pretty low even for us killing a nun.
Whoa there. Come on.
So after completing this task and continuing on our travels, we head to Beach's Hope. This Stranger side quest has spanned all 3 of the continents in Red Dead Redemption, and it's at Beach's Hope, our own home, that we see the mysterious man once more staring out over what Agent Ross describes as John Marston's Scrabble Farm. Doesn't matter which choices you've chosen previously, approaching the strange man
Isn't my old friend.
one last time will yield to the same outcome.
Ain't this a beautiful spot?
Sure. What are you doing here?
My accounts. I'm an accountant.
Is that so?
In a way.
What's your name?
You know, it's the darndest thing. I can't remember.
Tell me your damn name and where you know me from.
Well, I know you from Mexico. I know you from back out west. Hell, I know you from all over.
Tell me your name or I won't be responsible for my actions.
Oh, but you will. You will be responsible. This is a fine spot. See you around, cowboy.
Damn you!
Yes, many have.
Red Dead Redemption is no stranger to more mystical aspects of storytelling, and is widely speculated that the man himself could be representative of the devil or death, as he is impartial to some of John's actions and wants to see how he will actually react to them. But more so, he's standing on the site of John and Abigail's graves, saying this will be a good spot, knowing in the future what is going to happen to John and his family. But also the fact that you can't shoot him means that he is some form of supernatural being at the very least, though it is never explicitly stated who the strange man is or what he wanted from John. That is the last of the stranger side stories in Red Dead Redemption. I missed this one as I had already posted the last Remember My Family with Jack Marston, and people that actually in the comments said, hey, wait a second, you missed one of these. So I'm very excited for Red Dead Redemption 2 and all the content that is upcoming in October, whether it be more Fallout, more KOTOR, and finishing movie Jules. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.